vieraantoisena pyhäyssä tilalla nyt.
Niin.
Appreciate. Is it 27?
28.
28 already.
Yeah.
Joo. Ai siis tää pitää parafoida. Joo. Chairman and his team already. Yesterday we had a seminar where we discussed the human rights-based approach to development, which is inspiring both Kenya and the Kenyan civil society and more the government, and the Finnish new development policies is based on the human rights-based approach. And I'm very excited to see that a team cross-cutting the borders of civil society and government were sent to Mombasa yesterday to draft some guidelines on human rights-based approach. And we have since a time been supporting on the human rights commissions. And we're very happy to continue to do so because we believe that civil society is essential to the development of Kenya. And it's a pleasure to see that we have such a good contact between the embassy and the Commission since a time. So thank you.
I'd like to express our appreciation as UNDP to Finland for the trust placed in UNDP in providing support. Kenya at this point is at a critical point in its history. I think they passed a very progressive constitution in 2010, which is rights-based. It promotes principles of default government. But the challenge now is to come up with the instruments to promote rights-based development and promotes access to rights and also the promotion of human rights-based planning and development. And so we value the partnership of Finland in this respect, and also the Kenyan National Human Rights Commission in promoting human rights in Kenya and access to justice. So we're grateful for this generous contribution, and I want also to take this opportunity that we have other areas of collaboration with Finland, support to the upcoming elections, previous elections as well, support to MDP's development and going forward. And this week I received news that my office will be receiving a Finnish junior professional officer to strengthen the capacity. And I want to thank the ambassador because it's an item that we discussed when we first met, but it has come to pass. So we value our partnership and association with Finland. We hope we will continue to build on it, working with Finland and other civil society organizations and also institutions that working to promote human rights and rights-based approaches in development. So thank you very much indeed, and we're truly grateful.
Thank you.
We are the greatest beneficiary of this ceremony.
Thank you. We know what needs to be done. We have the knowledge, we've got the expertise, and I think we do have the partnerships. The problem is that a lot of the interventions have largely been pilots and projects. Because if you look at the drought, say around Turkana or West Pokot, there are areas that were affected by the drought but did not suffer the humanitarian crisis, precisely because the UN or some bilaterals like the Italians or an NGO over time invested in water harvesting and irrigation. They introduced crop varieties that are much more drought tolerant. They introduced new ways of managing livestock and introduced food security investments in those areas. So when the drought came, inevitably, they were not as affected as the rest of that part of the country. So the point is to scale up, and encourage investments. And more importantly, encourage the donors that have significant resources, the international financial institutions like the World Bank, and also the African Development Bank, but also the EU. But what we're trying to do now is also to build these drought issues and resilience into the national planning instruments, to build that into the budget cycle as well, so that we don't always have to run in an emergency, but have structural provisions as we go forward.